I hate Donald Trump. I hate Donald Trump. I hate him so much. People hate Donald Trump so much. They lose all logic. They lose all rationale. They lose common sense. They like hurt themselves. You know what I mean? It's like people are so brainwashed. I mean, it's like this is what happens when people get really angry, right? People get really angry. They lose common sense. They lose logic. They lose rationale. Why? Because anger and our emotions are so all encompassing. So when we get super angry or super whatever emotion, it's like it blocks everything else out and you're just in that emotional state. So people hate Trump so bad they're willing to hurt themselves. That tells you they're brainwashed. Okay, there was a guy in Ohio, apparently where these Haitian migrants are, and he was driving with his son, and a Haitian, I don't know if he had a license, maybe not, I don't know if he was driving legally or illegally, but they hit this gentleman. His son ends up dying. Okay, so his son dies because this Haitian hit them, and it was the Haitian's fault. And so, people have been using that for political rhetoric, saying, it would be better if we didn't allow so many immigrants into the country. And this gentleman, instead of saying, yeah, maybe it's better if we don't have all these immigrants coming in here because my son would still be alive if we just didn't allow, so many immigrants, migrants, whatever they may be, maybe my son would still be alive. Does he say that? No. He says, I wish a 60-year-old white male would have killed my son so they can stop talking about it. So Trump and, the Republicans and the conservatives can stop using my son to further their cause, which just blows my mind. Because if that happened to my son, if I had a son, or even one of my family members or friends, I would be like, okay, we need to do something about this. If the migrant was driving illegally, if they're not even supposed to be there, and they hit my car and kill one of my family members, one of my friends, what have you, someone close to me, I would not be mad at a political party. I wouldn't care about the political party. I would be mad that this person who shouldn't be here is here. And that my family member or friend would still be alive. Okay? Like, that's logic. That's logical. You would see the reasons why your family member or friend died, and you would say, okay, we need to change this. And then even if it was a political party I hated, okay, even if it was a political party I hated, and they were saying, oh, this migrant thing is getting out of control, this guy's son got killed because this migrant hit their car and killed the son, I would, be happy. I would say, there's somebody fighting for this not to happen again. Instead of being so brainwashed that you're just not even having any common sense, and you're just saying, I don't, I wish it was a 60-year-old white male that killed my son. But it wasn't a 60-year-old white male. So basically he's saying, if a 60-year-old white male killed his son, he would be able to get angry at conservatives and Republicans, which I'm not a Republican. I consider myself a little conservative. I'm not a Republican. I don't like Trump. I don't, most politicians I believe are the same, but basically he wants to be angry at the other side. So if it was for him to say, oh, I wish it was a 60-year-old white male, that's saying that then he could, be angry at the conservatives. But now, because it was a Haitian immigrant or migrant or what have you, that now it goes against his party, his side. And he's like, man, why did it have to go against my side? Even though it's not even anyone's side. It's just a fact of life that this stuff is going on. And that's how brainwashed people are. They lose common sense. It's like anger. It's like when you get overtaken by these emotions, especially anger, and you lose all common sense and logic and rationale. So, yeah, I don't, it's hard to comprehend what this brainwashing does to people, but when you see incidents like this where people just have zero common sense and aren't even really caring about their son. Oh, I wish it was a 6-year-old white male. That's your son who was killed by a Haitian immigrant. And you want to get mad at somebody else who has nothing to do with it because you don't want to get mad at your own party. Like, that's lack of common sense. That's lack of logic. That's lack of rationale and reason. So this just trips me out that this brainwashing is so powerful. So powerful. You're not caring about your son. You're not caring about the people who took your son from you. You care about who the news says is the bad guy. The big bad wolf. Ooh, ooh, him. Yeah. As long as I could, I'm so sad that it doesn't allow me to attack these guys. I'm so sad it paints my party in a bad light. I wish, instead of saying I wish my son would never have been killed, which is the logical, rational, common sense thing to say, I wish my son would never have been killed, which most non-brainwashed people would say. He says, I wish he was killed by a 60-year-old white male. I don't know what to do with these people, but yeah, this guy apparently cares more about politics than he does about his own son. Cares more about, his side, making his side look good than, prosecuting or stopping what's happening. And like I said, logical people would be like, I don't want this to happen to any other families because it's devastating, because they take one of your family or one of your friends, especially your son. So I don't want this to happen again. So what can we do to stop it from happening again? Nowhere near his mind, nowhere near his thoughts. It's just, I wish it was a 60-year-old white male so I could attack the other side. That's all I want to do. I just want to attack the other side. I don't care if anybody else, gets killed because of this situation. And that's the last thing on my mind. Who cares about that? I just, we just need to make the other side look bad. Let me know what you guys think, man. It's insane, the level of I hate to say it, but it's just brainwashing. It's so mind-blowing how people can lose all common sense and rationale and logic over something that is nonsense. It's theater. Just this Republican versus Democrat. It's all theater. It's all nonsense. It's all scripted. And people lose all rationale and logic and common sense. Because, like I said, a real father would have said, I wish my son wouldn't have died. I hope this doesn't happen to any other family. What can we do to stop this from happening to other families?